Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wellness Medicine, here where we are paving a pathway in medicine to build bridges to optimal health and wellness. The people we're looking for here at Wellness Medicine are those that are looking for vibrant and optimal health. We are dedicated more or less to finding the best and the latest of technology to help you be able to find a better you. Here at Wellness Medicine, we believe in customized and personalized medicine because nowadays, believe it or not, in medicine, we've come to know that not everybody's the same. So therefore, should everybody's treatment regimen be the same? Well, we're going to have a very special segment today because we're going to touch on quite a few things that's going to be able to help you have better health, for a better you, and of course, for a better world. Hold on, we'll be right back after this commercial. Well, welcome back to Wellness Medicine. Again, where we are paving a pathway in medicine to build bridges to optimal health and wellness. Here at Wellness Medicine, we're looking for those who are looking for vibrant and optimal health. So in that process, one of the topics we're going to talk about today is stress and stress management and how it affects the body. Stress, believe it or not, really encompasses quite a bit of our lifestyle, especially in America. We have a tendency to want everything fast and instantly and just right at hand. And this, in our own way and capacities, really creates an environment that, believe it or not, is very stressful. It's been said that over 83% of Americans are stressed about at least one thing that's on their jobs. And also, 8 out of 10 Americans are stressed in general about their jobs. So here's what I'll always say. You cannot change your situation, but you can change how you deal with your situation. This goes back to one of my favorite systems to work with is, of course, the autonomic nervous system. And why am I so keen on that? Simply because it is a part of the body that allows you and helps you to be able to respond to stress. As we've talked about on numerous occasions beforehand, the autonomic nervous system is broken down into two parts. You have the parasympathetic and also the sympathetic part. The parasympathetic is responsible for rest and relaxation. The sympathetic part is responsible for getting your adrenaline flowing. So if you can imagine a bear running behind you and you are really, really trying to get out the way, then guess what's kicking in? That is your sympathetic nervous system. If you're relaxed on the beach and you're laying out and really just have a great time, then guess what's kicking in? That's your parasympathetic nervous system. Really, what helps the body to just really balance out is when we have both of those systems working together simultaneously and not too much gas, not too much of a brake, but just right there kind of in the middle when everybody's just cruising along. So how is it that we're able to balance our autonomic nervous systems to help us to be able to deal with stress? Believe it or not, there's some very, very simple things you can do to be able to help with that. Some of the things you can do is simply exercising. Exercising kind of gets that heart rate pumped up. It helps you to kind of get that adrenaline flowing. It kind of gets you in that mode to where you've got that simulated stress mode going on. But once you're able to stop, then your body's able to regulate. And doing that on a regular basis helps you to be able to deal with stress, not only just on a mental level, but on a physical level as well. The other part that you can actually do to help be able to reduce your stress is simply just learning how to breathe, because breathing actually stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. You can actually control your heart rate and actually decrease your heart rate as well as your blood pressure by learning how to just take a deep breath and let it out real slow. Doing that for counts of 10, taking the breath in, holding it for count of 10, and let it out for a count of 10, real slow, allows your body to be able to adjust and come back to a state of relaxation to where you're decreasing the heart rate and you're decreasing your blood pressure. And believe it or not, you can actually bring about some mental clarity. That's why whenever there's a stressful situation, have you ever heard the phrase, okay, just slow down and what? Take a deep breath. That's where we get that from. I wanted to particularly talk about stress today and how it relates to our autonomic nervous system, and also how all of this is relating to our lifestyles, because we're going to come back and we're going to give an update in our next segment in reference to one, of course, our favorite patients here is Derek Knuckles, DJ. We're going to get an update about how he's been able to matriculate back into work after having a life-threatening event of having atrial fibrillation at the age of 26. I will give a happy birthday shout out to him today, as it is his birthday, so happy birthday, Derek. And also, I'm going to throw another one in at this point too, and also say happy birthday to WINtv Clark, who was my son. This is just a great time in medicine, as we're all learning so much about not only what we can do and also what we cannot do, and also the things that we should do to be able to help us better our health. Believe it or not, stress is one of those major factors for every, I do mean every, major complication and major disease process. You pretty much name it, and you can find stress somewhere in the list, from high blood pressure to diabetes to even cancer. So there are two different types of stress that can actually really impact the body that here at Wellness Medicine we actually do test for. We test for physical stress levels as well as mental stress levels. Physical stress levels are those that impact the body, that the body has to adjust and readapt to bring about its healing process. Sometimes this can be a response to pain. Sometimes it can be a response to healing. Sometimes it can be a response to elevated blood pressure. Sometimes it can be a response to headache. There are many different things that can actually stress the body out physically that it has to learn how to adapt to be able to bring it back into balance so that you can feel better. The other thing that we look at is mental stress. Mental stress usually deals with more or less those situations that cause you to have anxiety and also those situations that may cause you to be depressed. What I really find out within my practice in testing between those two, when you have a situation to where you're really dealing with something and you don't quite exactly know how to put it into context, or maybe you just haven't found the right mental tools to be able to deal with it, usually that will cause you to have a higher stress level. Learning what the autonomic nervous system is about and learning how to be able to control that allows you to be able to have some windows into, believe it or not only controlling your physical stress, but also it will help you be able to control your mental stress. So, as we have definitely learned how important stress is to our health and being able to control it, how it allows us to better our health, we're going to look at a lot of great things coming up here at Wellness Medicine that's going to allow you to be able to know what your stress level is, what component is or is not in balance, but not only that, what we can do to be able to bring those parts back into balance. Balance is so important in life because if we look at that great pie chart that we all think about, well, what does that mean? If you think about it, if 8 to 10 out of Americans are really dealing with a stressful situation on their jobs, that pie, when it comes to your life, that's a pretty big chunk out of that. So being able to know what's you, what's real, what's in the heart, what's in your mind, what is your purpose, and what is it that you're looking to be able to do in life that allows you to have a better fulfillment, that allows you to be able to have better balance. That's one of the more important things I think that we all have to realize and come to a realization about is sometimes it's not about the situation, it's about how you handle it, and it's definitely about what you do with it. I know that Derek has returned to work, so some of the things I'm concerned about with him is not only dealing with the physical stress on his body, but also making sure that he's mentally being prepared for the challenges that are going to be facing all of us, not just him, but all of us in life. Here at Wellness Medicine, we have developed coaches that will not only help you be able to find out what's stressing out your body, but we are also interested in looking at some of the mental capacities and giving some of the softer tools to be able to help you to deal with that as well. Sometimes in medicine, it's not just about what your doctor tells you, it's about what you're able to listen to and what you're able to incorporate into your lifestyle to give you the best that is of optimal health for you. It's not easy for any of us to be able to acclimate to different situations, but here that is what it's all about. Isn't it true that life really is about adaptation? Just being able to figure out the situation, adapt to it, adjust to it, adapt, adjust, and again, adapt and adjust to the situation so that you can bring whatever that situation is back into balance. So the body is so important how it responds to it. But once again, you do have an ability to be able to control your stress levels. You cannot change your situation a lot of times, but you actually can change how you deal with it. When I come back, we're adding a special segment to the program here at Wellness Medicine. We're going to have a moment where Mr. Jake Whitty, one of our consultants, will be talking to us a little bit more about some of the special things we're doing here at Wellness Medicine, as well as giving us that update from Derek. Here at Wellness Medicine, we're dedicated to you. If you'd like to learn more about what it is that we do and all the things that we do, please go to our website at wellmed.us. Again, the spelling is WELLMED.us. WELLMED.us. Fill out the contact information so that you may be listed on our list for more information. And not only that, please let us know what it is that we can do for you. And again, what other contributions you might be able to make for us. Just hang on. We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to go to a commercial break. And we are going to get started talking about all the great things we have to do one by one with the segment At a Moment with Jake. Well, welcome back to Wellness Medicine. Here we're paving the pathway medicine to build bridges to optimal health and wellness. As promised in the second section part of this taping, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be talking to Jake Whitty. And Jake at the moment is going to be telling us about what's happening here at Wellness Medicine and giving us some updates. So Jake, what's happening at the moment?
What's happening at the moment? Well, I really love the last section that you talked about, Dr. Clark, on the stress. So most everybody out there has some type of some form of stress, and one of the things I learned from you is, and I've implemented in the past, but more recently I've been active in doing some exercise programs.
Good.
That's really helped. I just feel so much better. Another thing that really
Great.
helps me is every morning I take time and I meditate, and I just love to
Wow.
meditate on. I don't know if I can find anything better to meditate on than the Word of God, and that's what I meditate on, and that really blesses me.
Yeah.
And I think I can bless other people that way. So,
You know,
so that's what's been going on with me.
Good. I think that's really good. You touched on something just really important because I actually talked earlier about what do we do, what can you do to help be able to decrease your stress levels and actually how you're able to do that by, stimulating the autonomic nervous system. So believe it or not, I didn't mention this, but that meditation is very important because
Right.
what you do in meditation is you do learn how to work on your breathing,
And I want to live long and a healthy and prosperous life, and take care of what God's given me.
You
and
know,
that's huge for me.
that's that vibrant optimal health, which is what we're looking for here at Wellness Medicine. So
Yes.
also, what? So tell me what's going on. You have an update for me at what's
Oh
going on with
yeah,
DJ?
this DJ he texted. It's his birthday today. I know you already wished him happy birthday, but let's update everybody out there.
We'll say
So
it again. Happy birthday,
happy
DJ,
birthday,
and
DJ.
also Juan Clark.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even know. That's great. So his birthday today, and here's his update. Today makes 2 months since I started my journey. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I've lost 18 pounds,
Fantastic.
and he's going back and forth between 16 and 18 pounds right now. And he said that people are starting to notice my weight loss.
Yes.
So they're taking notice of that difference of it, and he's returned back to work.
Okay.
And so that I know that was a huge step for him, and I think he's going through some challenges with that. But that's life, and
Who
that's
doesn't?
part of the stress that we're talking about, and we're helping him with that.
Yes.
But the bottom line is, he said something about his feet hurting. You're helping him with some accommodations there at work,
Yes.
And he's just basically closed with this. Today's my 27th birthday. I feel so blessed to be able to start a new age and new goals, and I'm so thankful for all of you that have helped me. And so he's just tremendously excited. We're excited for you, DJ. And,
Yes.
I know everybody here at Wellness Medicine is on board with that.
Well, that's really wonderful. Just thinking that, just looking back at this journey for the past 2 months, and really being able to get him to a point to where, he is able to return to work. I do think with him, we talked about sleep apnea last week, and how him being able to have the CPAP machine has really helped him be able to sleep. Sleep is very, very important because actually when we sleep, that's actually when we're stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for rest and relaxation. And not only that, but it's also responsible for repairing the body. So when you're really looking to be able to help the body heal, you've got to be able to sleep to be able to really function properly.
Well, and I know that another thing that you have looked at, and you've already talked about the autonomic nervous system, and we have an incredible test that we do here. And how's that helped DJ so far? How has it helped you with treating DJ and the progression? Where are we at?
Oh, great. Well, one of the things I was able to do, again, with the test we do here, testing on the autonomic nervous system, is I've been able to kind of track its progress. So, of course, when he first started out, one of the things I was really, really concerned about was that his physical stress level was actually, very, very high. And so by that,
So you measure this? It's on a graph?
It's
You
on
can
a
see it?
graph.
Is it color
Yes.
coded, simple, like for me?
Color
or-
coded, very simple, on a graph, on a sheet of paper, that the piece of machinery used is able to be able to identify and show.
Okay.
So very simplified, two graphs really. One talks about physical stress, the other talks about mental stress, and which one's high and which one's low.
So it's all about just getting them in balance?
Get them in balance. And then it also gives you a grid, or more or less another graph that talks about stress resistance. So what it is that the balance between your physical stress level and your mental stress level actually allows you to be able to, your body to be able to resist, or be able to, when we talk about resisting, I really think it really relates to adapting and adjusting to different stress levels or different stresses that happen to your body, so that you are able to be able to function at a certain balance. Yeah, it's very awesome. But with him, what I was able to do in looking at his physical stress levels, I've been able to track that and see how those have been decreasing with the different treatment processes that we're actually have been able to implement, and also been able to look at his mental stress level as well. So he's really handled the whole situation very well, depending upon all the different challenges he's really had to face. If you can imagine.
And he's gone through a lot.
Terribly so.
So even though he's going through a lot, he's seeing progress. And are you starting to see the balance? I think we do this test every time that he comes in.
I actually do. I do. I do this part of most, being able to track his progress right now. Since we are kind of doing this a special segment, my goal is to be able to kind of really show and prove how being able to look at this window. Believe it or not, I think it's beneficial pretty much every time the patient comes in, to be able to look and see exactly what's happening at the moment. All of us have different snapshots, at different times of
I was going to mention that. I think you do that just about every patient, every time they come in. So give you that insight, what's going on with them right then and there.
Right
you can
then and
better
there.
treat them And
Right.
I think it's just absolutely wonderful.
It gives me that opportunity to be able to ask the questions that sometimes they may not bring up,
Right.
especially when the mental stress level is elevated, because that's my time, my opportunity to be able to ask, well, hey, what's going on in your life? Because I see that, your mental stress level is up. Sometimes people say, well, not nothing, necessarily particular, but for the most part, that's going back to that 8 to 10% that I talked about that have something, that is stressed out
Right.
about. Well, that is about right. I would probably say at least about 8 out of 10 patients. We usually have some type of positive response to my question that there is something definitely going on that we need to address,
So
or
let's
that
take
they need to address.
right. So you're bringing awareness to that,
Yes.
and then also give them a plan of action to take care of that. Now,
Right.
I know we have some new things that are coming in the clinic.
Oh,
I
yes.
heard about something about maybe a diabetes test.
Yes,
or-
yes. And
How about you
actually,
tell us about
sure
that?
enough, actually, I do believe with some of the work I did with Derek, he was able to participate in one of those tests that we did too. But we're also looking not only at the stress levels, but looking at different metabolic ways that we can look at being able to detect certain disease processes before they really become full blown. So one of the tests we did that actually helps us look at pre-diabetes, being able to find out the underlying mechanism behind that. And one of the biggest underlying mechanisms, of course, people probably heard the buzzword about this, insulin resistance. So we actually do have a test here that we actually look at that will help us be able to detect insulin resistance. We also look at another test that allows us to be able to tell us about beta cell functionality. Beta cells are actually the cells that are actually within the pancreas that are responsible for producing insulin. So here's how it goes. The beta cells respond to what it is that you eat. So if you get that carbohydrate low, then the beta cells are going to be putting out that insulin, trying to be able to combat all the glucose or all the carbohydrates you're taking in.
It's about
definitely balance, and also a balance as well. So then once you do that, then you have to look at the insulin resistance as well. And the insulin resistance, of course, the cells can get to a certain point to where what insulin's primary responsibility to do is to help the cells take up glucose. So glucose and insulin simultaneously will be able to go into the cell. So therefore, when you have insulin resistance, guess what doesn't go in the cells? Glucose. So where does it stay? Within the blood. So what happens? You get what? An elevated blood sugar.
Exactly.
So now you've got two things that's really, that has contributed to the situation. Insulin resistant, glucose can't get in, and then you're also eating more glucose, so therefore you have high glucose load. Then that in itself starts the underlying mechanism for you having an elevated blood sugar that over a period of time, if the body's not able to adapt and adjust to that, then it gets to a point to where it goes over a range to where it is you actually do make the diagnosis of having diabetes.
Right, and you explained that very well.
Okay.
And diabetes. Well, I lost my grandfather to diabetes.
Wow.
He was in his 70s.
Okay.
But people are going to do what they're going to do.
Yes.
And he wanted to eat all the sweets, and when he was in the home, he would be bribing the nurses, and they were all his sweethearts, bringing him everything because they did. So we all have to have there's some personal responsibility there. But once you understand, you can treat, and when you tell me or the patient, we can really get amazing results.
Yeah.
Because you're understanding.
Absolutely. And so that's a part of what we're
So
looking.
what this test going to do?
Well, part of the test, that's called Quantos test, and what it's got, and we're actually going to have somebody come in and talk about it
Great.
particular. Within about 2 weeks, we're going to really break it down. Looking at bringing in probably one of the medical directors, of one of the labs that we actually do work with, to really talk about this technology, how great it is, and how it's making an impact, here, not only here at Wellness Medicine, but just in the medical, arena in general. So we're really excited about that. And also, we're going to be able to relate that back to some of our own patients, but as well as DJ, because one of the things that DJ did actually have too in his repertoire was pre-diabetes.
Right.
So,
but it affects such a high population of the entire country.
It does.
So it's a huge thing. And
but the beautiful thing about it is when we're able to kind of be able to identify it. Now, we can identify the processes with it, but then we also have the ways that we can be able to treat it. So again, beta cell functionality equates, increase in carbohydrate. But guess what? Diet. If you watch your diet or decrease, your carbohydrates, that helps there. Insulin resistance, One of the things that helps with that is what exercise. So again, goes back to some very, very basics: diet and exercise. That allows you to be able to decrease those underlying mechanisms and help you to be able to control your risk of having diabetes, even if you're at the pre-diabetic stage. So it's one thing I'm predicting that we're going to be able to do
So important
with
to catch it.
DJ is bring it back the other way.
Oh, and everybody else that comes to
And
Wellness Medicine.
everybody else that comes up. So I also understand. I believe that next week we're also going to be featuring some other guests who've gone through some weight loss programs here at Wellness Medicine that just had some phenomenal, really phenomenal results.
They are. So we're excited to bring in, somebody off the medical board for these tests, or we have some patients that are just getting. You'll be excited when you see the results. Maybe not as excited as they are because they have the results, but you can too, and that's the point. So every day, every week, making progress here and changing lives.
Well, that's what we do here at Wellness Medicine. That's what I think it's all about. Doing personalized and customized medicine to be able to get the patient to their best, to that vibrant health, to that optimal health. What we want to do is we want to be able to create a situation to where it's not only about you just knowing, what disease process that you have, but it's also about knowing the mechanism behind that, so that you can be a educated partner within your own health process. And to me, that really is half the battle. So it's not just about me telling you what it is you need to do. It's about you being educated about what needs to happen so that you can also be that participant in your health. Remember what I always say here, at the Wellness Infinity Network, what we like to do is have people have better health for a better you to help us have a better world.
Absolutely. And Dr. Clark, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this, part of the Wellness Infinity Network. And God bless you. And just keep on every day, never give up because you're changing lives.
Okay. Well, that's what we want to do here at Wellness Medicine. And Wellness Medicine, once again, we're paving the pathway medicine to build bridges to optimal health and wellness. But we're looking for, again, that vibrant and optimal health. If you are interested in being a part of what it is that we're doing, remember, you can contact us at wellmed.us. Again, WELLMED.us, WELLMED.us. And we will be so excited to be able to hear from you, and not to be able to only hear from you, to see what we're doing, but also we want to know what you're doing as well. So once again, thank you so, so very much for tuning in to us here at Wellness Medicine, and we will see you next week. Stay tuned because we got some great, great segments coming up that's going to be talking about the latest and the greatest technology that we have here at Wellness Medicine to have you have a better health for a better you and a better world. Thank you and have a great week.